Let's see where the kid got placed. All right, the ranking we've all been waiting for. I got placed in elite.
Okay, so League Play launch has been an absolute mess thus far, and I figured that I would talk about it just because it's really, really bad. Vondi was getting into Twitter spats with morons on Twitter over the weekend. Everybody was calling each other names. At one point, he just told some dude that he was shit at the game. At that point, like, dude, imagine you're that dude. Literally the developer of the game, like, you're talking with him on Twitter and he's like, yeah, bro, no, you're just not good. You gotta just uninstall, bro. Start, dashboard, just uninstall, dude. Honestly, that's the only thing you can do at that point. But for real, though, on a whole nother level, the system is not good. It's not what anybody wanted. And I figured that I should air some grievances because it actually seems like the developer team is looking to fix this problem. They actually are taking community feedback already in this early stage of development of the game, in development of the mode, which is we're not used to that because we had an Infinity Ward game last year, and they are notorious for not actually giving a shit about their player base. So hats off to Vondi and Treyarch. I was sort of pissed off by the negative shit that I was seeing coming out of people, and just basically just abusing the development team. So don't think of this as a shit list. Think of it as just more of a wish list for League Play as it continues to evolve over the next little bit. The gameplay is pretty smooth now that they've fixed the score streaks. So the gameplay isn't that big of a problem for me. But if you came to this video to hear me lay into League Play, and here's where I'm gonna do it. The ranking system and the skill divisions make absolutely no sense at all. Nobody asked for this, and I think that Treyarch finally has realized that after the massive amount of backlash from the community over the weekend on Twitter and Reddit. So I'm going to go over each of them, explain why I think that they suck and need to be banished to the 7th Circle of Hell and just replaced with a flat-out ELO system like we had in World War II, which is what Vondi has been responding to on Twitter very, very admirably. So my problem with the skill divisions, first off, is that it's literal RNG. Like, it's basically just random number generation, putting people into divisions at random. I mean, clearly, if you're, like, the worst player in the world and you don't have hands and you have, like, cerebral palsy or something, you're gonna get put into competitor. But, like, it's funny because I know that you probably saw at the beginning of the video, but Awakening, who was one of the... who was in the CDL last year, the top league of competitive Call of Duty, was on the Scuff Rookie of the Year team last year. He got put into competitor, which is really, really funny. Just going to show how ridiculous the system is. Octane, the guy with the highest KD in the CDL last year, and who would have won MVP was he not on the worst team in the league, got put into Elite. He didn't even get put into the highest division when he's undeniably like one of the top 5-6 players in the game. I mean, the skill division thing is just ridiculous. And I know that a lot of people have been getting upset over their skill division placing. And personally, I just think that it's ridiculous that we should be getting so upset over it. Because it's an algorithm, okay? It clearly can't detect certain contexts that happen over the course of a match. Like, for example, I'm going to be straight up with you. I got put into competitor, and that's what you're seeing right here. That's why I'm mowing these guys down pretty much on this map. I think I go like 50 and 20 in this game in a competitive one. Yeah, it's real competitive. But basically what happens is that the algorithm can't account for context, and from everything that I've heard on Twitter and on Reddit, the algorithm basically just goes off of damage and score per minute. And if you have high damage and high score per minute, then the chances are that you're going to get put into a higher skill division, which obviously hasn't accurately placed people into their skill groups, as can be demonstrated with Awakening and Octane in the opening clips of the video. So I just think that we shouldn't be caring about skill divisions as much. It's like, I'm going to have fun beating up on shit players, like, and I have been. It's been fine, but at the same time, it's not like competitive like I would have hoped that it would be. The skill divisions are just broken. It's practically RNG. Vondi talked about like they're going to expose the math on it, and I'd really like to know what it is because it clearly isn't putting people into their correct skill groups. as I mean, they're putting pro players in like elite and scuff team of the year pro players into like the top 10% group of players, not like the top 2% or whatever it is, top 5. They don't really explain it clearly on in the rules section in the league play menu, but that's whatever. Other than that, yeah, no, skill divisions are something that should absolutely be done away with, and once, hopefully, if they replace it with an ELO system, the skill divisions will be done away with, and you'll just play with people who are of similar ELO levels as you. So that's just, there's no predetermination of who you're going to be playing against. And that brings me to my next gripe with the game, which is the ladder system that nobody wanted. I don't know why they thought this, but Treyarch seemed to think that everybody was begging for the Black Ops 4 system back, when in fact nobody was. Everybody just wanted World War II's ELO system, like is in practically every other competitive sport. You know, CS:GO, Overwatch, League of Legends, chess. They use it in chess too, but Call of Duty World War II had it. No other Call of Duty has had a ranked play system like it, and it was by far the best. And I think that there's some disconnect there because everybody loved it and they've never brought it back. So yeah, we waited 3 months to get a system where you are competing against 50 other players, and depending on how many games you win, which, you know, it's a crapshoot because you get now punished if you play a game where your teammate just leaves in the first 10 minutes of the game and you're playing like a hardpoint like 3v4 or 2v4, it still punishes you for that, which is ridiculous. I think Treyarch will probably fix that at some point, but as of right now, it doesn't make much sense. So the ladder system is totally defunct because it's basically just a grind, and at some points in the grind, there are just circumstances that you can't control, which is just awesome, you know? Another problem with that sort of ladder system is that there's no instant gratification for winning a match. Like, you can't immediately see your ELO score go up, and you can't immediately tell what your rank is among the active player base because you're only being compared against 50 other people that the game's fairly broken, in my opinion, algorithm has determined that you're of equal skill with. So basically, like I was saying earlier, is that like Awakening is going to be playing in basically like the protected bracket with the disabled Doras and the spastic, you know, cerebral palsy kids of the world, and he's going to basically be dropping nukes every game. And I remember it was so funny at the beginning of the year. We were talking about like, oh, we need to protect the new players. Well, basically, this is what pubs should be. Competitive is what pubs actually should be. And pubs are what competitive should be. It's totally backwards now because the skill-based matchmaking, ironically enough, is actually weaker in competitive than it is in pubs, just because this algorithm has thrown people into the wrong category, like, time and time again. It's a complete toss-up as to what type of players I'll be getting from game to game. I mean, like, one game, I'm with guys that should clearly be in, like, you know, like, expert or like, elite skill groups. And then the next one, I'm playing against, like, a 5-year-old that has touched a controller, like, twice in his life. It's so strange to go through it and see how it works. Because the algorithm is just so broken. But I can see that I sort of have to wrap this up because we're running out of time in the comm. But basically, the things that we need are an ELO-based rating system which more accurately places you amongst your peers so that you can actually get a grasp on how well you're doing. And we need to totally do away with this whole system that we have right now, the Black Ops 4 system. Ideally, we would just hard reset it, and we just get rid of basically all of the stuff that we have right now. The ladder system, the skill divisions, all of that needs to go, and we need to just replace it with a flat ELO system where you win a game against somebody that's higher than you get a lot more points. You lose a game against somebody that's lower in the ELO than you lose a bunch of points. It just makes sense. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is Chaz Season signing off. Thank you guys so much.